Hello everybody, welcome to Mr. Dodd's walk through pre-calculus. Solving graphing basics. A lot of this is a review, or at least should be if you're in a pre-calculus class. So I'm going through pretty quick, but wanted to make sure I touched base on everything so we're all on the same page. Systems of inequalities. We will graph lines on the same coordinate plane, shade them, and the solution set will be the double or triple or quadruple depending on how many graphs you have shaded. So we use solid lines for less than and greater than, dotted lines for less than and, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to are solid, less than, greater than are dotted, and then you shade where the inequality is true. If y is isolated, you can think up and down. If not, testing a point is super helpful. So anyway, graph and shade the first, graph and shade the second. You could add steps 4, 5, 6, depending on how many lines you have. But these ones just have a couple lines. Anyway, x minus 4y is less than 8. I just realized that I have equal signs over here, so I'm going to change those. X minus 4y is less than 8, and y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 1. X minus 4y equals 8. If I was going to graph standard form, plugged in a 0 for y, I would get x is less than 8. So I'm going to put a dot on 8, and then that would give me negative 2 for y. Because this is a less than symbol, I'm just going to do a dotted line through there. I could have also solved for y and gotten a slope-intercept form equation as well. But lots of different ways. This one, I'm going to use the point 0, 0. So if I plug in the point 0, 0, is 0 less than 8? Yes, that is true. That means the side with the point 0, 0 is the side that's true, so I'm going to shade on that side for this line. This is called a half plane, by the way. I'm going to use vertical lines, and I'll show you why in a minute. But I'm going to use vertical lines to do my shading. Colors are also really helpful here, so if you use red and blue, the purple section is going to be the one that works. All right. 2x minus 1. Minus 1 is my y-intercept. I go up to right 1 for my second point and connect those dots as well. Okay, that one's a solid line because it has a equal to portion to it. Again, if I plug in the point 0, 0, that would be 0, 0. Is 0 greater than negative 1? Yes, that is true. 0 is greater than negative 1. So I'm going to shade on the side that has 0, 0, which in this case is left or above, which also makes sense. For this one, I'm going to use horizontal lines to shade. And that's why I like to use the vertical and horizontal lines if I'm not going to use pictures, because you clearly have 4 sections now. I have this vertical line section, I have this horizontal line section, I have a section with nothing, and then I have this clear checkerboard section. And that's going to be my solution set. And then I always go in at the end once I figure out where my solution set is, and I'm going to finish my shading just so my teacher knows that I'm committed to my answer and there's no doubt that that's the actual section that I'm saying the answer is. All right. Same thing here, 2x plus 5y is less than or equal to 5, and then y is greater than or equal to 2/3 times the quantity of x minus 1, or x minus 3 plus 1. Sorry. I'm going to do the point slope one first. So I'm going to go right 3, up 1, put a dot, and then my slope is 2/3, so up 2 over 1, 2, 3. Solid line between those guys. So I'm here. Okay, I'm going to shade above. Y is by itself. Another way, if you're not going to go straight vertical and horizontal lines, if you can do like 45 degree one way, and then for the next one do a 45 the other way, that's actually super helpful as well. I talked about graphing standard form in another video, so I'm going to cover up my 2x, which is like plugging in a 0 for 2x. Make sure you don't forget about the sign in front of the y, but positive 5y equals positive 5. And I said equals even though it's an inequality symbol. We just care about what's happening at the spot as far as our initial graph, and then the shading is where the inequality symbol comes in. But that's going to give me a y equals 1, so I'm going to put a dot at y equals 1. If I cover up my y, I'm going to get 2x equals 5 divided by 2. That would be 2.5 for x. So 2.5 for x. Okay, I'm going to connect those two dots now with a solid line because it has the equal to piece. And then I'm going to do, well, I'll plug in the point 0, 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 5? Yes, that is true. 0, 0 is below my graph, so I'm going to graph this way. And again, you clearly have this checkerboard pattern in one of the sections. And so I'm going to darken that area as I go through. Anyway, that is the section on graphing systems of inequalities, linear systems of inequalities. Hopefully that's helpful.